Hey there guys, and welcome to another episode of Alan's Collections Review. And today we have one quarter of the most fantastic team. We're talking about Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four and my favorite character from the team. So join me in this review of this Marvel Legends Mr. Fantastic retro-carded figure. So let's begin, and to the Fantastic card! Marvel Legends retro-carded Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic! Okay guys, here we have Mr. Fantastic, the box of Mr. Fantastic. And of course, I am glad that now I will be able to open this figure and display him in his classic uniform without the lab coat, of course, because if you have seen my Fantastic Four archive, I will be keeping those four figures inside their mint package. We have here this figure based on the 5-inch Toy Biz figures from the 90s, which were made for the animated Fantastic Four series, which I loved to watch. And of course, on the upper left of the box, we have the logo, the printed logo of the Fantastic Four. The cardboard box of the 90s used to have a holographic circle, and now it's just a printed circle and with the 4 there, big red 4 there. And of course we have the Fantastic Four letters there in yellow and red, really nice, and the classic Marvel Comics logo on the upper right of the box. We see the extra arms, stretched up arms, and also in the artwork on the lower part of the box. And of course here we have Reed Richards stretching his arm and sitting on the Fantastic car, as you can see there. Really, really cool. Alright guys, let's turn this box around. And here we have the back of the box. Here we have the big Fantastic Four letters. And on the left we can see Mr. Fantastic stretching one arm and looking really cool. And on the right we have a homage that this line has paid to the original line, the vintage line, which is the action features of that line. But of course these figures do not bring action features. And if you want to know, if you want to check out what features the vintage line brought, don't forget to check my Fantastic Four archive, which I'll leave the link on the description below. And of course here we have some information about the character. And here we have other members of the line that you can purchase, including Psychoman, High Evolutionary, and the rest of the Fantastic Four. And below we have some legal information and some warnings, of course. But without further ado, let's get this figure out of the retro-carded box, guys. So here we have Mr. Fantastic in his inner blister box, and basically we have the same view, but we can see the power effects, which are the stretchy arms, and we can take a better look to his lab coat. And we have this little paper here, which is more legal information and warnings. So let's check this figure out. So here we have Marvel Legends Reed Richards. And of course he is in his classic uniform from the 1990s animated series. And he's wearing his lab coat. That's how he came in the box, so that's why I'm presenting it to you like that. And of course his classic uniform is dark blue with white and the 4 in the middle of the chest. So he's looking really, really cool. And Reed, of course, he's my favorite character because he's a scientist. And of course, I love science, so he's obviously the best. You can have a better view of the head sculpt. What I think is that he looks quite mature. They have sculpted him with a mature face. but I do really like the hair curls. Really well sculpted, and of course the gray parts of the hair is looking really cool. Let's analyze the lab coat. I really very much like the wrinkles. You can see the wrinkles throughout the whole lab coat. Nicely sculpted seams there. You can see the buttons there, you can see the pockets, you can see the buttons, but what I don't like is that they haven't painted the buttons. I think they should have painted the buttons and it would have looked even better. So let's check out the head articulation for Reed Richards. So the head goes down completely, as you can see. It goes really far. It goes really far up. Check it out. Nice. And of course, as you can see, the head rotates 360 degrees. So I'm doing the articulation with the coat included because that's how he comes in the box, guys. He has an ab crunch and waist swivel, as you can see. He could go further if we remove the coat. And that's it. Now let's check the arm articulation for Reed Richards. As you can see, the arm goes forward all the way. It can go backwards as well. It doesn't go out so much, unfortunately. And now we can see that he has a bicep swivel. And for the elbow, he has double jointed elbow with pins. You can see them here. And moving to the hand, he has full hand rotation, as you can see clearly here. There's also swivel on the hand, moves up and down. And that's it. That's the arm articulation for Reed Richards. Let's now check out leg articulation for Reed Richards. As you can see, it can kick forward. However, it doesn't kick backwards because of the coat. It does have thigh cut. It can rotate. And moving to the knee, you can see there's a double jointed knee articulation there with pins, but because of the coat, it cannot go backwards. Moving to the foot, there is some articulation there. As you can see, there is a swivel and it can move up and down. And also, Reed Richards' foot has a rocker. So that's it for leg articulation, guys. So we have these swappable arms for you to display your figure in different ways. For example, when you remove your lab coat, you can display your figure with these stretchy arms, and now you have the powered version of Reed Richards. But if you remove the stretchy fingers and put the normal hands, then you have another version of Reed Richards in his normal way. And as you can see, these are standard double jointed elbows. What I don't like about these fingers, as you can see here, they look like sausages. They don't look like the cartoon series that you could see clearly the stretchiness in his arm or in his fingers, but these are too thin. Unfortunately, these arms are very basic. They're a very basic version of his powers, of his stretchy powers. Hasbro has done other versions. I also have another Reed Richards, which does include really cool stretched fist and stretched hand. But unfortunately, this version didn't bring as cool as the other Reed Richards. But we will just have to do with this in my display. Now let me show you how we can swap out Reed Richards' arms, guys. We start by removing the hands, the left hand. Now we take out the right hand. Now we move to the arms and we take out the right arm, and next we swap out the left arm, and then we take off the lab coat, and now we swap in the stretchy arms, guys. And now you can see Reed Richards with the stretchy arms, guys. Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, is based on the 1994 Fantastic Four animated series. The story in this series are very similar to the stories in the comics. In the animated series, these characters got their powers when they were exposed to radiation in space, thus leaving Mr. Fantastic with the ability to convert his entire body into a highly malleable state. So, one of the episodes that I remember quite a lot is when the Fantastic Four had to team up with Thor to face a whole planet. I'm talking about Ego, the living planet. Mr. Fantastic had a very bold idea, which was to seek the help of none other than Galactus himself. And I do remember it very much because a lot of characters came up in that episode. We could see She-Hulk, Iron Man, we can see Terrax, even Hercules himself. What on earth was Hercules doing there? But of course he was there. So thank you very much for watching this review of Hasbro retrocarded Mr. Fantastic. And of course, do not forget to like, give a comment, do not forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next on another episode of Alan's Collection.